Hare Krishna, everybody. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Aranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashta Prayashu Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Patidevataya Tapas Pabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drishva Vyupayan Api Vedavadino Nevadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nipaha. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Patidevataya Tapah Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drishvabhyapayam Api Vedavadino Nevadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nipaha. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Patidevataya Tapah Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drishvabhyapayam Api Vedavadino Nevadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nipaha. Hare Krishna, anybody wants to chant?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhamma Pranam. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Devataya Tapa Prabhavasya Sadasya Tam Gatim Drishtva Vyupayanapi Vedavadino Nevadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nripaha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Patidevatayas Tapa Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drishtvaabhyupayanapi Vedavadino Naivadhigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nrupaha. Hare Krishna.
Narada Vacha Nanam Sunite Patidevataya Stapaha Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drashtvaabhyupayanapi Vedavadino Nayadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Rupa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunine Padidevadayas Tabaha Prabhavasya Sudasya Tam Gadim Drishtavabhyubayan Abhivedavadino Naivati Kandum Prabhavanti Kim Nirupaha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Pati Devataya Tapo Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drustabhyupayanapi Vedavadino Naivati Gantum Prabhavanti Kim Rupa. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunitehi Patidevataya's Tapaha Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drishtvaabhyupayan Api Vedavadino Naivadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nripaha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Pratidevataya Stupaha Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drishtva Bhupayanapi Vedavadino Naivadhigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nripaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Patidevatayah Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drushvabhyupayan Api Vedavadino Naivadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Rupaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Patidevataya Tapa Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Dishta Abhyupayanapi Vedavadini Naivadigantu Prabhavanti Kim Nipra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Padidevatayas Tava Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drishtva Piyupayan Abhivedavadino Naivadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nripaha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you everybody. Let's proceed.
Archana, prasada ತಗೊಂಡು ಕೊಡಿ 2 ತರ.
Narada Uvacha. Narada said, Nunam, certainly. Sunitehe, of Suniti. Patidevatayaha, very much attached to her husband. Tapaha Prabhavasya, by the influence of austerity. Sutasya, of the sun. Tam, that. Gatim, position. Drishva, observing. Abhyupayan, the means. Api, although. Vedavadinaha, strict follows the Vedic principles, or the so-called Vedantas. Na, never. Eva, certainly. Adigantum, to attain. Prabhavanti, are eligible. Kim, what to speak of? Nipaha, ordinary kings. The great sage Narada said, simply by the influence of the spiritual advancement and powerful austerity, Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, who was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantis or the strict follower of Vedic principle, not to speak of ordinary human beings. The great sage Narada said, simply by the influence of his spiritual advancement and powerful austerity, Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, who was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantis or the strict followers of the Vedic principles, not to speak of ordinary human beings. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Vedavadinaha is very significant. Generally, a person who strictly follows the Vedic principles is called Vedavadi. There are also so-called Vedantists who advertise themselves as followers of Vedanta philosophy, but who misinterpret Vedanta. The expression Vedavada Rataha is also found in the Bhagavad Gita, referring to persons who are attached to the Vedas without understanding the purport of the Vedas. Such persons may go on talking about the Vedas or may execute austerities in their own way, but it is not possible for them to attain to such an exalted position as Dhruva Maharaj. As far as ordinary kings are concerned, it is not at all possible. The specific mention of kings is significant because formerly kings were also Raja Rashis. For the kings were as good as great sages. Dhruva Maharaj was a king, and at the same time, he was as learned as a great sage. But without devotional service, neither a great king, a Kshatriya, nor a great Brahmana, strictly adhering to the Vedic principles, can be elevated to the exalted position attained by Dhruva Maharaj. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Patidevataya Tapah Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Distra Upayan Api Vedavadino Nevadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Napaha. The great sage Narada said, by simply by the influence of spiritual advancement and powerful austerity, Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantas or the strict follower of the Vedic principle, not to speak of the ordinary human beings. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So now we are coming to the word Vedavada Rataha, Vedavada Maninaha. This is the many times these words are used. In Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna uses Mami Mam Pushpitam Vacham Prabhavanti Vedavadinaha. What is this Vedavadinaha? Now, suppose you have an enemy and you know he is an enemy. For a devotee, there is no enemy. He wishes well for everybody. But suppose, now at least you are alert, you take care. But just think about if there is a friend who has become an enemy, that is more dangerous. So similarly, these people, Vedavada Rataha or Vedavadinaha, they say they are following the Vedas. But actually, they do not understand the meaning of the Vedas. They don't understand the purpose of the Vedas. And they squeeze out some unnecessary meaning of the Vedas, which is not the intention. Thereby, they mislead themselves and they mislead others. Now, if you want to understand how many people are actually studying the Vedas and have understood the purpose of the Vedas, and how many people are there who are studying the Vedas and have not understood the purpose, what is the percentage? What is the guess? Among the followers of the Vedas, how many are Vedavadinas compared to who actually know the purpose of the Vedas? What is in your experience? Yes, anybody? 50-50? Aishwarya Mataji, 90%. How many people are studying Vedas? They are having class on the Vedas, but they are not understood the meaning of the Vedas. What is their percentage?
Less than 0.5% prophecy.
Less than 0.5. Premalata Mataji, exact 10.9. It's a big calculation has happened. Huh? Anybody? Okay, so this is very interesting when Krishna is pointing this out, that people are studying the Vedas but not understanding the purpose. The percentage is correct. Sureshwar Prabhu, in his see, you will come to know those who are taking class. You know, I used to in the class emphasize to the students that at the beginning, all of us used to emphasize that God has a form. Gunushi Mataji, moon compared to the stars. God has a form. And we will keep talking about that throughout. And then finally, we used to have a quiz at the end of the course. We used to ask 25 questions and then we used to give a degree. Correct? Remember? Gita 18 used to be given after one quiz. And interesting, the joke was that anybody attempted the quiz they were giving, but when you study the answer, 80% people, after undergoing 18-day course, and all of us, at least I remember, really emphasizing so strongly the God has a beautiful form, still will write, God has no form. Just imagine. So Prabhupada had in a personal experience, many a times, when Prabhupada was in India, he was invited to, Vedic conference, where a lot of speakers will be there. Many people do that. Even my college, IIT Kanpur, has made a website. And they take great pride in that. And they have put the commentaries of Bhagavad Gitas of all the Acharyas. But among the Acharyas, there is Vedavada Rataha is 99% and Vaishnava commentary. What is the use? What is the use? Vedavada Rataha. Suppose you want to practice medicine, you need a license. You want to be an architect, you need a license. And the license can be withdrawn. If your building collapses, you lose your license, correct? If your patient dies, you may lose the license. There are systems. But unfortunately, there are no systems there. Anybody can speak anything. Nowadays, people know it sells. Therefore, they make movie, Kalki, Ramayana, because they know it sells. There is a huge demand. People have some faith, and they're actually making business of the faith of the people. and just not delivering what they are seeking. And how much work it increases. So much so, the Srila Prabhupada left India to preach. It's not that he cannot preach in India, but for an Acharya like Prabhupada, it's very powerful. It is easier to preach outside India. Because for him, all this, because being so pure, to burn the Papa karmas was not an issue. We can't do it. Therefore, we are not as successful as Srila Prabhupada. If you see Srila Prabhupada disciples, 99% were not from India. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srisriradhagovindatemple. Okay? They were not from India because for him, burn the Papa karma was very easy. For us, that is very difficult. And you bring to me a person who is drinking and I say, please teach him. I will not teach. Correct? I don't think any one of you, the daily drinks. You will not waste your time. Correct? Would you say, no, I'm busy. We'll go with it. Proper talk to them only. But he could see something, an opportunity. He saw the positive. He said, they are not contaminated by this Vedavada Rataha. And in India, so much people are hearing to Vedavada Rataha, that actually, if you tell them about Bhagavad Gita, they don't listen to you. There was one Mangalore, I remember one doctor. He used to come to Sunday class, but I noticed every Sunday he used to come. He's not picking up rounds. So one day I went to his house. So I asked him, what is it, how is it things going on? No, I read Bhagavad Gita every day. And then after that, I read commentary of one Ananda. Most of these Anandas are Vedavada Rataha. Correct? And then I understood that, why he's not able to understand. Because he wants to hear to Vedavada Rataha also. In fact, we should be very careful. Even somebody may be in a dress of a Vaishnava, put big tilaka, a lot of chandan here and there. We are not interested. When Srila Prabhupada, some people used to ask, what do you speak about this yogi? What do you speak about this Ananda? Prabhupada used to say, what is this philosophy? He'll never attack a person. There was once Prabhupada was invited in a conference and then people started speaking all Vedavadara, this thing, that thing. Prabhupada came to the stage. He so strongly destroyed the Mayavada philosophy, but never will attack a person. He'll not do it because he wants him to become a devotee of Krishna, correct? If you point finger and attack a person or take his name, then people get hurt, then they don't hear. Without touching the person, Prabhupada will destroy the philosophy. Many times. There was once one big program in Mayapur. So many big, politicians were invited. And they're all, in Bengal, there are so many Anandas. Oh, he did that, he said that. All political parties also. Without understanding their philosophy is right or wrong, nothing. They're just, it sells. So they use the names which are popular. They were speaking, he said like that, he said. And Prabhupada was silent. It was all in Bengali. Then Prabhupada came to the stage and he spoke very forcefully. So then after that, everybody was speaking in Bengali. None of the disciples know Bengali, they're Americans. And they asked Srila Prabhupada, after that, what happened? He said, I smashed them. But smashing the philosophy always. So therefore, you see that we are so few actually. In fact, it is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita that in the ocean of Kali Yuga, there are so many sharks, timingalas. Timingalas are not known. They talk about it, they say they got a fossil like that. So huge, they used to swallow whales. So there are so many whales, timingalas, sharks and all of Kali Yuga, that means representing this Vedavada Rataha and their so-called organizations. It is very difficult to get somebody who knows the purpose of the Vedas. So now you have to understand and be convinced that actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we have been saved from all this. We had some interest. In my college once I read a book, Chit Shakti Vilas, one book. So I took name of the book. Something, Mayavada. There was nothing about devotional service in the whole. You meditate, you become red light, blue light, black light. All I. Nothing about the Lord at all. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakale, Ashanta. And we have the Bhagavatam very clear. There is one verse quoted in the Bhagavatam. This is not from Bhagavatam, but very regularly quoted by Srila Prabhupada. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. If something is devoid of Bhagavad Bhakti, Jati, Shastram, Tapaskriya. There may be the great parentage, there may be japas, tapas, there may be lot of austerities, there may be lot of study of the Vedas. Aprana sidehasya mandalam rokanyana. It is like a dead body, the decoration of a dead body. Who is interested? Nobody is interested. So the Veda Vada Rataha, the devotees are telling when Prabhupada was in that so-called Vedanta conference, after Srila Prabhupada spoke, all the people used to run towards Prabhupada. They used to see so fluid presentation of the Shastra. They used to run. And all so-called Vedantis were just members of the crowd now. There was no value, nobody looked at them. Total nonsense presentation. Many a time, Prabhupada in this conference, the last devotees, do Harinam. You know. There was, I told you the instance, Prabhupada was in Tokyo and they didn't have a place to do an event. So they asked some so-called society. So they said, yes, we will allow you, but you know, that day we have one more Swamiji visiting, so please allow him also to be. Okay. So, you know, Prabhupada spoke very nicely, devotees made arrangement, and then that person also spoke. But suddenly Prabhupada said, start Harinam. And the devotees started Harinam, everybody danced, that fellow was neglected, you know. So devotees asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why did you start in the middle of a speech? Because devotee don't know, he's speaking Hindi or something. He was speaking Mayavada. He doesn't want to listen it. I am God, you are God, therefore everybody is God. Oh wow. Prabhupada in the beginning he started well, you know, we come from a great culture, blah, blah. Then when he started speaking his philosophy, all that therefore, always, whenever any spiritual organization is there now, we should say, what is the philosophy? An easy way to study philosophy is always ask, it's a really big thing. So say, Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. Very simple. What is the Sambandha? What is the relationship? Us with the Lord and His Word. Ask that. Abhideya. What is the process to attain it? And Prayojana. What is the final conclusion? What is the use? What is the result I get if I follow your philosophy? There was one interesting one devotee, a sannyasi, I was morning. Generally what I do, if I have a class of the same shloka, I hear somebody's class. Today, I think I was hearing the Ranjan Maharaj class. Very nicely explained. He says that one devotee was there. Whenever we ask him about it, any problem, I want to just go back to God. Just say that and drop services, drop, some anxiety, correct? Suppose he's cooking, is getting late. I just want to go back to God and drop the cooking and go away. Okay? You'll have this kind of mantra all the time. Whenever there is problem, I just want to go back to God and leave it. So the devotees brought him. He said, yes, come. What happened to you? No, I just want to go back to God. He'll not do anything, basically. So he said, actually, even more important than the meditation, I want to go back to Godhead, is that I just want to be engaged in Krishna's service. Correct? If that is there, then everything else is there. Correct? What is there? If that is there, what is there? I want to go back to Godhead. If you say that my meditation instead of that is, I want to just be engaged in Krishna's service. It includes back to God. Iya yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira nikhileshu avastasu jivan mukta sochate. Rupa Goswami says that Somebody karmana manasa gira, by his activities, by his mind, by his words. If you can, these three things, Anna, activities, we can start with activities. Physically, we are doing whatever we're doing, it is for Krishna's pleasure. Great. Therefore, I'm saying, come. Lot of work is there. One Mataji is visiting us. We have no hands. Anna, everybody is watching like spectators. Let us see how they will do. Are Baba, how bhai? Eh? Karmana. Correct? Karmana. We have to make 18 items for Raj Bhoga. So at least come by somebody in rotation. You come in rotation. That what was that example? That Kalia used to be daily. They used to keep on snake for him. Correct. So every language should at least see one person is here. Try. Make a chart, roster for the year. Some people 10 days, some people 5 days, some people 20 days. Book for the whole year. So 11 languages, 11 people will be there. And I hope we can manage. Take care. That is possible, I think. Try. Some languages to held as donation, they are doing one room. Kannada, they are saying teachers, we will do one room. Student, something you do, whichever way, to see that our effort is successful. So karmana manasa gira. Karmana means my activities. That's an advantage. Whatever you're doing, yesterday we were discussing, Suniti, how much time she might have spent to tell Dhruva Maharaj, because we don't hear her whole life counseling Dhruva Maharaj, correct? Not there in the Bhagavatam. But she spent maybe 15, 20 seconds. My dear child, don't cry. This can only be solved by Krishna. Where is Krishna? Forest. And when he's going, she didn't stop him. That's all. That's the credit we have to give to her. And because of that, she went back to Godhead. Just 15, 30-second maximum effort, you went back to Godhead. You tell somebody, chant Hare Krishna. That person starts chanting. Correct? We had some instances. I was in a college, and so the teacher who was assigned to take care of me asked me that, what are you teaching students? I said, tell them to chant Hare Krishna. Really, if I chant and do everything like that, yes. And the person started chanting next year 16 on. He's still a teacher. Just how much effort was there? 15 seconds. What is the result? The person will never forget you. Correct? Thank you so much. I spent only 30 seconds. Rest, you are spending every day hours and hours on chanting. Correct? And thinking good about me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So just imagine, Karamana, Manasa. Now more advanced, when your activities are engaged in Krishna service, mind will not be engaged in the beginning. Don't worry. But slowly the mind will get purified. Some people become too much aware. They say, no, first proper consciousness should be there. Then everything will happen. Like that person saying, I just want to go back to God. Hare Baba, first start engaging. In the beginning, by gross engagement is needed. In the Bhagavad Gita also it is said, Yoga Ruksha and Yoga Ruda. In the beginning of the devotion service, physical activities are there. In Yogasanas also they're doing the correct, they do so many things. But later, as the mind becomes calm, they just sit down, absorb. So similarly, also for us, it is not possible to just sit down. And in fact, it's the joke among the brahmacharis. If you sit down, the color will change. Don't sit down. Keep running. Keep yourself engaged in Krishna's service. Don't sit down. Sit down means then you sleep. So it's very, okay, you got that example also. Just sit down. No, I will just want to go back to God. No, I just want to be engaged in devotion service to Krishna. That is what. There is so Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. So we see that if you read their book, I told you that example, there is one very beautiful devotee, Rasraj Prabhu. And he was instrumental to make an atheist like me into, at least I lost faith in science after that. So he was explaining very nicely that he was traveling in a plane, so coming to India. So somebody was sitting next to him, so in the flight. So he saw him Indian dressed as a sadhu. He said, Swamiji, I said, Hare Krishna. You know, I'm also going to India for spiritual purpose. What is that? No, my Guru Maharaj has written a Bhagavad Gita commentary. I want to print it. I'm going for that purpose, to print it and distribute it. He's a wonderful personality. So you have a look at that. So he gave him the commentary. So then he saw 2, 3, generally we know. Suppose somebody gives you Bhagavad Gita, mostly we keep it aside because we have we have left no interest in it. You know, somebody asked my devotee, why is it you read other commentaries we don't read? He said, when I got a solid boat, why should I look at your boat itself? My boat is going. I don't, by Krishna's grace, we don't even feel interest to see other commentaries, correct? Not even an interest. We got a solid boat. But still, anyway, just have a look at it. Can't say no. See, there are 2-3 pages. And he had the courage. He said, not authentic. That person was shocked. How is it? Not authorized. He was shocked. He was heart totally devastated. So he said, why do you say like that? I said, that's okay. You tell me what you do. He said, I'm a professor in university in America. I'm professor of top university. He said, how did you achieve the big post? So I did a lot of research and did PhD, blah, blah. In that university to achieve post of professor, he knew he's an academic person. It's not easy. So no, I have many patents also. Oh, great. Now tell me one thing. If I write a paper, I write some article, and I take portions of your article or your whatever you have done research, should I not give credit to you? He said, yes, you can write, but you have to give a reference, and quote it from this person, quote it from this person. Don't do that without, it's not correct. So, okay, now let us see. I have this original Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita. Let us take, now Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's statements. So whenever you speak, you have to keep giving credit to Krishna because that is Krishna's message, correct? Now let us see, just like it's your article, Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's article. Now when you're explaining it, whatever you're doing, you should talk about Krishna. Now take us this book, your thing, and see how many times Krishna is there. You check it. In my book, I will check how many times Krishna is there. Let us open any page. So open away page. Krishna, 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 Krishna. 20 times it was there in the page. Tell, he didn't find it only. He was stunned. All the time he was thinking actually, so-called guru that I have is actually misleading me. Correct? He's talking from Krishna's book, not even using Krishna's name. In fact, this happened in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the instance is mentioned that Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar Acharya, they went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because why? Because this Prakash and Saraswati and the people were defaming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was paining to them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ignored it, smiled. But still one person came, he attended their pravachan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just landed in the town. And that's a nature. They were having big matha there. And they got very upset because all the crowd was talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never cared to meet them because he was ignoring Vedavada Ratha. He was doing Nama Sankirtan. People are so happy. Thousands, lakhs were daily enjoying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Nama Sankirtana. And everybody was ignoring this so-called Vedavada Ratha. The big people in the town, the big matha. Nobody is looking at their face. Everybody is gone. So they started as nature. We get envious. When we are not honored, respected, somebody gets more honor, we get envious. That's the nature. So they started criticizing. He's a bhavuka, and these people are similar, ordinary sentimentalists. They're jumping with him. So one person who heard that came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, it's paining my heart, hearing the criticism. It's a lot of pain I'm getting. And then after that, it says, interesting thing is that they did not even utter they don't utter the name of Krishna in their class. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, because they're offenders, the name of Krishna doesn't come in their mouth. It is said, Aho batos pacho vigariyane yajjivagre vartate nama tubhyam. In fact, one devotee was telling you very interesting. She's a lady devotee. We used to know her. She was in Mangalore. She was always telling her mother to chant, and mother will not chant. So one day she told mother, because you are so much papa you have done, you cannot chant. Then she said, give me the mala. Because actually that the Shastra says that. Aho patosu pacho vigaryan yajjivagre vardite nama tubhyam. The person is so fortunate. How did this person become so fortunate to have the holy name of the Lord in their time? Tepa tapasa jo sushnu arya. Must have done all the tapasya, tepa tapa. Juhu must have done all the yagnas. Sashnu, all the rituals he must have done. Arya, he's a civilized person. Brahmanuchu must have studied all the Vedas thoroughly because he has the holy name of the Lord. So Vardate. So even we, a sadhana we chant, sometimes there is a lot of struggle in chanting a sadhana time. And rest of the day, no interest to chant. We have to come out of this. This is actually not a very good situation. Because devotee means whenever he is free, he chants. Many times people feel chanting is a sign of weakness. That's Madhyamadikari. Constantly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defines Kanishta as who even once chant the holy name of the Lord. And Madhyama as somebody who constantly, Nirantaranam, keeps chanting. Not that when your service is there, you keep chanting. It sometimes disturbs. But many times your mind is not engaged. Keep chanting. You're free. And Uttama is that just by looking at him, people start chanting the holy name. Kanishta means once you chant. Madhyama means constantly you chant. Uttama means by looking at people, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. By seeing, just by seeing you. That is Uttamadikari, definition of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami gives little more concession. His definition is little concession. Because many times people read Nectar of Instruction and there is a statement that we should take shelter of only a Uttamadikari. But they don't see, the Ritviks use that to say that, see, therefore only Prabhupada we should take shelter. But they don't see the definition of Uttamadikari by Rupa Goswami. They're in the purport only. Prabhupada is writing that. They don't read that. You should not take cut and paste, no? So his definition is different. He says Kanishthadikari is definitely who has taken shelter of the Guru and started chanting holy name. So that definition, all of us are Kanishthadikari. Madhyamadikari is person who is now fixed up in devotion service, has strong faith. We may say, but karmana, manasa, gira is not like that. Mind is wavering. So we're not Madhyamadikari means mind is washed. It's fixed up now. Physically, we might look fixed up, but mentally, we may not be fixed up. And manasa, by the words. So all the three stages, karmana, manasa, gira, we should be engaged in the devotion service. Okay, so coming to the context of Veda, Vada, Rataha. So somebody may be knowing the Vedas. Very beautifully the shloka is there, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. But he has not Bhagavad Bhakti, he cannot understand Krishna consciousness. So that person finishing that story on the flight, the person after thinking for some time understood. Because not even once the name of Krishna was there in the page. He told, can I buy that book? Successful preaching. Okay, once Srila Prabhupada was in his quarters, and at that time, Srila Prabhupada was the number one sadhu in India. Everybody was talking about it. So all this, because when you become prominent, then people want to come near you, because they also get, nowadays we take selfie with the prominent. Because why? I also want 1% of his attention, correct? So I have the selfie with him. So then what happens was, they came, Vedantis, to meet Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada was there, and they were talking. They gave a pamphlet to Prabhupada, a big bundle of pamphlet of their, philosophy, something. Prabhupada kept it in one corner. And then they started speaking philosophy. Prabhupada was listening to them. So many of them. So Prabhupada just courtesy, kept silent, didn't fight at that time, didn't bang them. Then after that, Prabhupada wanted to instruct them now. Enough of hearing the nonsense philosophy. He called Saraswati, a small child of Shyamasundara, one of Prabhupada's disciples. And she came in. And Prabhupada asked her, who's Krishna? She said, Krishna. She maybe say 4 or 5 year old small child. Krishna. Krishna is the supreme personality of God. So Prabhupada said to all of them, this is Vedanta. And they were like, stunned. They do not understood the purpose. In Bhagavad Gita, now you look at the shlokas, what does Krishna say? Vedesha sarvaev ahameva vedyaha. Through all the Vedas, you have to come to me only. Yamimam pushpitam vacham. But the most of the people, even the Chaturmasya started, the Karma Kandis also do Chaturmasya. Much more detail than we do. But what is the purpose? To go to heaven. So, Vedavada rataha. What is the motivation? What is their motivation? Motivation is sense enjoyment. Why we are doing spiritual practices for that. So then after those Vedantis, they went away. And then what did Srila Prabhupada do? He said, please distribute this pamphlet. The devotee got shocked. Prabhupada distributing Mayavada philosophy. So he gave, everybody had that pamphlet. Before they could read that, Prabhupada said, where is that something, some sweet? Say, one sweet. He used that as a plate. So all of them, some prasadam was to be distributed. So Prabhupada got the pamphlet and said, now serve on that pamphlet. And then people ate on that and threw that on the dustbin. That is the value of this Vedavada Ratha. Simply misleading in the sense of it. You know, therefore it is said, before we speak, we should properly hear. Unfortunate it is that proper Shravanam is not there. If we do not have proper Shravanam, then our Kirtanam will not be good. Therefore, many times we are excited, I want to speak. First hear. It said the Brahma, he studied the Vedas 3 times thoroughly. I have some quotations for you. I just wanted to show you, but I thought, here it is. The first one, this is a shloka, which is being referred in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yamimam pushpitam vacham prabhavanti avipashyita. Avipashyita means they don't have actually any knowledge. Vedavada rataha. Pushpitam, they are attracted to the flowery words of the Vedas. Oh, there is heaven. I'm going to do some home. Mostly they like homas. You see, any spiritual organization, you say sambandha. What do you want to achieve? What is the sambandha? My relationship to this world. Abhideya, what is the process? And then prayojana. Okay, I'm a servant of Krishna. Abhideya, chant Hare Krishna. And prayojana, you'll go back to God. Correct? This is our philosophy. Of their philosophy is something funny. When I am soul, I am also soul. God is also another. Some funny philosophy. And their abhideya is meditation and homa. Either it is homas or meditation. Okay? And people are very attracted. Prabhupada said you do big homas. A lot of people will come and sit, pay you a lot of money also. But it's no use, waste of time. It's difficult to practice. There are so many rules and regulations of this. There's a Treta Yuga process, difficult to follow today. Okay. Vedavada na anyat asti vadinaha. See what Prabhupada says. Men of small knowledge are very much attracted to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to the heavenly planet, resultant good birth, etc. That's all their interest. And they mislead. People are very happy. They come to the house, they'll do big homas, mostly karmakandi, jyotishas, they're all Vedavada rataha. And they will speak all these things. And finally, at the end of the day, they say there is nothing more than this. In fact, why we to go more forward? In the Bhagavatam, you see the Veda Vyasa himself, he wrote other Vedic literatures before writing Bhagavatam, and he was not satisfied. The Prabhupada says, the author itself is not happy. How by reading that you'll become happy? Very straight statement. Author itself is in trouble. He was in great suffocation and unhappiness. What is happening? What I have done wrong? Actually, he's the incarnation of God by Krishna's arrangement, making devotee greater than him. The Narada comes in and instructs him. He says, Jugupsitam, abominable. What did you do? At least you should have told the purpose in the beginning. Suppose Veda Vyasa, you see the Bhagavad Gita coming to Prabhupada. Right from the beginning, it tells the purpose, correct? At least you should have told the purpose. The purpose is to go back to God and reach Krishna's lotus feet. But actually, you are interested in some fruitive activities. Okay, Veda Vada Rata kind variety. Or okay, you do this Devata Puja, this Devi Puja, you do. But the purpose is to go back to God. You shouldn't do that. And now what will happen, just like in a college, there is class number 1, class number 2, class number 3. This Vedavada Ratha, even that they will not read properly. They will just say class 1 is the greatest. You cannot understand. So why did you do that? Huh? No, I thought the people cannot directly understand Bhagavad Bhakti. So I gave Devi Devata Puja to them. He said, that's fine. But what is going to happen to them? They will think that is highest. Correct? And you go out, stand outside any Devi Devata temple and say that actually very nice event, but it's not the highest. Highest is Bhagavad Bhakti. People will shout at you. This is God for me. Correct? He said that is what will be the result. And that has happened, the result. It's already that's the result. In fact, so much the result, the people teaching 18-day introduction course are scared to tell people that Devatas are not God. People shout, get angry. True? One person told me, 40 years I have been worshipping Lord Shiva and you're telling me today he's not God. They just can't hear that. They get angry. True. So, what do you do? Vedavada Vrataha, the field is so much confusion. Therefore, Prabhupada, for him, clearing the sinful activity was not a big deal. He was so powerful. Correct? But he purified them. There are cases. Previous day he is into substance abuse. The next day he comes to temple. Prabhupada, I want to give up all that. Give me a chance. Come. We will not. We will at least wait 1 year, 2 years. Correct? So that is his power. We can't match. Good birth, power, and so forth. So this is another way we can understand. So let us take more references. Okay? This you understood. Now let us take the second one. This is Bhagavan Brahma Kasena 3 Anuvikshya Mane Saha Manishaya Tad Adhyavasat Kutasto Ratir Atmam Yato Bhavet Ratin. That's attraction towards Krishna. The great personality Brahma with great attention and concentration of mind studies the Vedas 3 times. So many times it happens to us. Many in the net when you're trying to talk in any conversation or, hey, you ISKCON people shut up. This is in Kora and different place. ISKCON people don't. They only know Gita. I studied that Upanishad, that Upanishad. They don't know. We don't need to know. Why? Because Vedavyasa definitely studied. It is said in the Shastra, like he's the beginning, studied the Vedas 3 times, and after scrutinizingly examining them, he ascertained that attraction for the Supreme Personality Godhead Shri Krishna is the highest perfection of revelation. Now, any doubt now? Vedavyasa, the Brahma himself is making a statement as that the greatest thing after studying the Vedas, I conclude, is attraction to Krishna is the greatest thing. Great. So this is another one to counter the Vedavadinaha. And this is another one. Oh Lord, this is when Varade appears. Oh Lord, your form is worshipful of performing sacrifice, but souls who are simply miscreants are unable to see it. Being referred as miscreant. All the way they came. Gayatri and others are the touch of your skin. In your bodily hairs is the kusha grass. In your eyes, the clarified butter. And your 4 legs are the 4 kind of fruitive activities. Okay, so this is again in the worship of Varade. Prabhupada is talking about, you can see again about Vedavadi. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Now, anything to add? You've also seen Vedavadis around you.
There are many Vedavadis, Prabhuji, around us. Devotees are very less.
And if you are in another part of the world, it will be easier. Can you tell me what's about yoga? I'll tell you. They don't have any opinion. They're open. But here, so much ocean of confusion is there. Yes, Hare Krishna. Anything to add, anybody? Hare Krishna, everybody. Vancha kalpatarumascha kripa sindhve eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namah.
Anant Koti Vaishnava.
Jai. थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा। दंडवत
प्रभु जी,
प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी,
Hare
दंडवत
Krishna,
प्रणाम।
Prabhuji.
थैंक
Thank
यू।
you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
Pranams, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
प्रभुजी दंडवत
प्रभु जी।
प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam.